Welcome explorers! Today we are delving into the deep, mysterious realms of the dwarves in Middle-earth, examining the mountains they call home and the riches they mine beneath them. From the Lonely Mountain to the Great Halls of Moria, we'll uncover the geological secrets of these famous realms, compare their mineral worth to real-world locations, and explore how the dwarves became the master miners of Middle-earth. Our first stop is the Lonely Mountain, where Thorin Oakenshield and his kin once mined unimaginable treasures until the great calamity Smoke the Dragon kicked them out. Erebor is a towering, isolated peak located in the northeastern part of Middle-earth, somewhere between the Mirkwood Forest and the Great Mountains. From Tolkien's descriptions, Erebor seems to be a classic example of a stratovolcano, tall, conical and steep-sided. But how can a volcano like this end up alone? The simplest explanation for Erebor's formation is intraplate magmatism, also known as hotspots, essentially the geological equivalent of a wizard did it. However, as I discussed in the video about Mordor, these events rarely occur on continents and typically do not produce stratovolcanoes. Additionally, large gems like the Arkenstone, along with the abundance of gold and silver that make Erebor so minerally rich, do not usually form in this type of magmatic systems. This brings me to another theory, which came up during a conversation with a colleague. Erebor could be the result of a pegmatitic complex exposed by erosion. Pegmatites are exceptionally coarse-grained igneous rocks, made of interlocking crystals, usually over 1 centimeter in size, but sometimes exceeding even 1 meter. These rocks typically form from the last fluid-rich fraction of a large crystallizing magma body. A pegmatitic formation could explain Erebor's mineral wealth, but the problem is that pegmatites don't typically form mountains as tall and sharp as the Lonely Mountain. Since both theories have their merits, let me know which one you find more convincing. Or perhaps it's just a unique combination of both, something only possible in the world of Arda. Erebor is renowned for its abundance of gold and gems. In the real world, the largest deposits of precious metals are often found in disseminated deposits, where the metal is evenly distributed in low concentrations throughout large volumes of rock. These deposits are typically mined using a method called open-pit mining, which is quite different from the underground mining techniques used by the dwarves of Middle-earth. Next, we travel to the greatest of all dwarven realms, Khazad Dûm, known to many as Moria. This ancient city beneath the Misty Mountains was famous for its vast network of tunnels and its most valuable resource, Mithril, but also by its cataclysmic demise at the hand of Durin's-Bane, a Balrog of Morgoth. The Misty Mountains, a huge mountain range, were formed through tectonic activity, similar to how real-world mountain ranges like the Rockies or the Alps came to be. Tectonic collision forced the Earth's crust upwards, creating towering mountains over millions of years. Beneath the Misty Mountains, minerals like mithril were deposited in veins through hydrothermal processes, similar to how silver and gold deposits form in the Earth's crust. Real-world comparisons could be drawn to the silver mines in Potosi or the titanium deposits in Russia, where metals of immense value are mined from deep within the Earth. Hydrothermal processes involve hot, mineral-rich water flowing through the fractures in the rock. This water can come from various sources, including seawater, meteoric water, which is composed of rain and melted snow, water trapped within sediments called formation brines, and fluids released from minerals during metamorphism. These hydrothermal fluids carry trace amounts of metal that are often economically valuable. As the hot water cools, the crystals are formed, leaving behind mineral-rich veins that can be mined for metals such as gold, silver, and copper. Mithril, a lightweight yet incredibly strong metal, can be compared to real-world precious metals like platinum or titanium. It likely forms at extremely high temperatures, meaning it will be only found in deep, hard-to-reach veins. Mithril might even be a natural occurring alloy, possibly combining platinum with other metals like iridium or vanadium. Regardless of its exact composition, the dwarves of Middle-earth were clever and courageous enough to mine it, making it one of the most iconic and significant fictional metals ever imagined. Its influence extends far beyond Middle-earth, inspiring many other fantasy worlds. The fall of Khazad-dûm, often attributed to the awakening of the Balrog, can be reimagined as a catastrophic mining accident. Deep beneath the Misty Mountains, the dwarf relentlessly mined for mithril, delving too far into the earth's crust. In doing so, they may have inadvertently pierced a volcanic chamber, causing magma to flood the lower levels of their mines. The intense heat, toxic gases, and molten rock would have made the mines impossible to inhabit, forcing the dwarves to abandon their great city. In this scenario, the Balrog becomes a mythologized explanation for the very real geological disaster, where ancient magma chambers, long dormant beneath the mountains, were unleashed by the dwarfs' greed. In real life, intentional drilling into magma has never been attempted. However, there have been several cases where magma was accidentally encountered during geothermal drilling. While these events didn't result in full-scale disasters, they show how deep drilling can accidentally puncture magma chambers, triggering volcanic activity. Finally, we journey to the Iron Hills, home to dwarves known for their iron and steel craftsmanship. These hills are located east to the Lonely Mountain, and, as the name suggests, iron is abundant here. The Iron Hills are an example of an ancient weathered mountain range. Over millions of years, erosion would have exposed the iron deposits, making it easier for the dwarves to mine the metal near the surface. A real-world comparison would be the Mesabi Range in Minnesota, where vast iron deposits were formed in ancient seabeds, and later exposed by geological processes. These deposits are known as banded iron formations. They consist of alternating layers of iron oxides and iron poor chert, a sedimentary form of quartz. Most of the world's iron ore was formed by these processes during the Precambrian period, over a billion years ago. The iron from the Iron Hills would be similar to that found in modern mining regions, like Pilbara in Australia, one of the world's richest iron ore producing areas. Mining in these regions typically involves surface mines using the open pit method. This iron would be essential for forging weapons and tools, much like in our own world. There are several other dwarven realms in Middle-earth with little written about them, but a few are worth mentioning. Belegost and Nogrond, located in the Blue Mountains to the northwest of Middle-earth, were two significant cities renowned for the weapons and armor crafted by their blacksmiths. The Blue Mountains were part of the same geological formation as the Iron Hills during the First Age, suggesting that they too were rich in iron deposits, which the Firebirds and Broadbeams skillfully mined and used. The Grey Mountains also were part of the greater mountain range that included the Iron Hills and the Blue Mountains. Located in the north, they served as refuge for dwarves on two occasions. The first settlers were refugees from Khazad-dûm, followed nearly 200 years later by the folk of Erebor, who sought safety after the loss of their homeland. This kingdom thrived for nearly 6 centuries before dragons began afflicting the dwarves, leading to the eventual abandonment of the Great Mountain strongholds. The Orocarni, or Red Mountains, are a large mountain range located to the far east, beyond the Sea of Rune, and were home to 4 of the 7 dwarven clans, the Iron Fist, Stiffbeards, Blacklocks, and Stonefoots. Little is known about these clans other than their names. Mount Gundabad was a holy site for the dwarves, where the legend says during the First awoke. However, it was later invaded by orcs and remained under their influence until the Fourth Age. It is clear that the dwarves have recurring struggles with evil creatures invading their mountains. Lastly, the glittering caves of Aglarond, located behind Helm's Deep, were a small kingdom founded by Gimli after the War of the Ring. As the name suggests, the caves were likely rich in gems, possibly formed through geode rock formations, similar to the famous Cueva de los Cristales in Mexico. The dwarven realms of Middle-earth are not only rich in lore, but also rich in geological significance. From the volcanic depths of Erebor to the tectonic treasures of Moria, these lands mirror the complexity of our own world's geology. As always, Tolkien's imagination weaves together myth and science, giving us fantasy realms that are just as fascinating beneath the surface as they are above. Thank you for joining me in this journey through the geology of Middle-earth. Be sure to like, subscribe and hit the bell for more deep dives into the science behind the fantasy. Until next time, keep exploring. There's always more to uncover in the worlds we love.